I tacked on the story about Lilly Gaddis. We finally figured out her name. I think Gaddis, Gladys, something like that. The N-word chick. Talked about her when there was that savage monster who was snickering and laughing during her court trial, reading out all of the charges against her, just not giving a care about massacring a 3-year-old boy, and how more people are outraged about a white woman saying one word that your average rapper says 50 times in a singular R on SoundCloud. It's just, this is where we're at, man. Okay. And she wasn't using. This is why we didn't really have much information outside of her name was Lilly. Doesn't use her name. She doesn't promote herself on social media, but she ends up getting fired. Well, there's a little bit more to this story, but yeah, she is currently unemployed, but she is also just completely and totally taken over social media with a lot of people, just assessing this for what it is. Singular word. Stop being so soft. There's an obvious reason why use was Kangs, no longer's Kangs, because if you can just simply overthrow a kingdom with the use of a singular word, what use is your leadership to begin with? TradWife sales manager fired after using N-word in foul-mouth cooking video. Well, that was about, I remember watching it. It was, 15 or 16 second clip and all that stuff. And even her apology, quote unquote apology, which was hilarious, going, yeah, I have no reason to care what you guys think off the back of this. But yeah, the only time that she used any sort of expletive or vulgar language, yeah, it was when she said, broke ass, that all of her friends, hook up with. It's like, for God's sakes, make better choices. It's like, yeah, probably her contemporaries, other chicks in their mid to late 20s. You take a look at your average woman, they're making terrible life choices. So yeah, she's just pointing out the obvious with very colorful language. And if the camera wasn't rolling and if this video wasn't being exclusively posted, if this video was exclusively posted on alternative websites, well, we'd go ahead and play the clip and completely fill you in on the context. But as much of a free speech absolutist as I am, me saying the forbidden word, there's no reason for me to say it. I'll say it off camera all the time, okay? I have no problem admitting that there is no word under this yellow sun that I will not say. It's just, there's also no reason to throw away a channel that I've worked 4 years on just to simply get a rise out of people. That's dumb. So yeah, since my stance, and well, obviously Lily's stance is out of the way, let's get into the aftermath of this. A TikToker who claims to be a TradWife. I've already got problems with this. I got more problems over the top of this entire story. Because whenever I see somebody being a self-described TradWife, it's like, oh, okay, cool. So you're just like every other Internet 304, you just want to do it wearing a sundress. It's like, okay, fine. So you're just out there searching for attention. You just aren't Beachbody ready. Is that what we're going with? Okay, has been fired after casually dropping the N-word. Which one's that? Next? Near? The sheriff is near? In a cooking video. Lilly Gaddis filmed herself in the kitchen as she used a racist slur, as also referenced dumb whores, okay? Immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card, and gold diggers. Well, we know that her friends are messing with them, but she ain't messing with no broke. The video racked up millions and millions of views before TikTok suspended her account, but you can still find the mirrors all over Twitter. Well, that's where I found it anyways, and very, very funny, right? It's very funny how her account gets suspended for just her simple and casual use of the word that must not be said, but there's active calls of violence against her all over social media, reacting or at least reposting the video, and those are fine. Interesting, right? It's so funny how they just leap to violence at any given time. Anyways, following backlash, Gaddis posted a non-apology video Monday. Oh, it was so great. Admitting the clip seems to have upset members of a certain community. All this backlash made me do a deep dive and a soul search, and after all of that, I still couldn't find a care. Hilarious. Why, she's great. Why, hey man, not all TradWifes, not all online ethos are made and cut from the same cloth. TradWife, yeah, short for traditional wife, blah, 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 all that crap. And yeah, normally it's a throwback to the 1950s. She's just bringing back a lot of the vernacular. Before her videos took off on social media, Gaddis worked as a marketing and sales manager at Rofi of the Carolinas, a home health care company for the elderly and disabled in Wilmington, North Carolina. Okay, she's working in North Carolina with the elderly. mean, she probably hears that an awful lot. Just saying. Although Rofi of the Carolinas did not name Gaddis, it emphasized in a statement Tuesday that the newly hired employee was axed over inflammatory remarks on social media that do not align with the values and beliefs of our company. "Oh no, I just got fired. Hashtag mob," Gaddis later tweeted. In the video at the center of the drama, Gaddis airs her grievances that certain guys think all women are gold diggers as she cooks in her kitchen. You are getting the opinion from some dumb whores and immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers, but that's an exception. I am the rule. Well, it's like, okay, so as based as you are with your speech, you don't exactly use your words all that well, because yes, there are more overt ways of being being a gold digger as a woman, but let's be completely honest, they're out there maximizing their attention, trying to get the best deal possible. What exactly are you doing by posting videos online, trying to get the most attention possible, saying the most inflammatory things? It's almost like, as Myron from Fresh and Fit says, all women are gold diggers, some are just better at hiding the shovel. I mean, somebody saying that they're a TradWife, trying to be a TradWife influencer. What more proof do you need that some people are just better at hiding the shovel than that? Everyone I know is married right now, is married to broke ass, and they don't care. We don't give a about money. It's interesting as you write this with gold hoop earrings and wearing a gold cross necklace in what looks to be a pretty modest house, being a sales manager. Very interesting. I didn't see ring on your finger or anything like that, but yeah, no, okay, cool. Previously gained some notoriety for ranting on Chinese-owned platform that nerds in high schools and people we didn't hang out with grew up to be famous actors, tech billionaires, and scientists. I can see why those videos didn't take off, because, oh boy, she went outside and observed that the sky is blue. After the fallout, Gaddis doubled down on her use of the racial slur, even as her comments were flooded by users in disbelief. Really? Because we'll just have to take your word on that, because her account got suspended. In response to one commenter asking her to repeat herself, Gaddis wrote, "You heard me." Yeah, that's the one that's just right up there, and that's kind of hilarious. "Married to who?" says a white knight. Well, literally a white guy, white knight. She's like, "You heard me." That's very funny. Gaddis has since spouted off a series of tweets relishing the attention her videos have garnered her. Surprise, surprise, including one where she uses the slur again. Yeah, I showed that one. I think, no, that one's in the thumbnail, and I had to censor out the fun stuff, because she said it was the heard around the world. Thanks black community for helping to launch my new career in conservative media. You all played your role well, like the puppets that you are. I mean, that could be a work, and it's like you could see that pipeline when it comes to trad thoughts, or just, old 304s that probably, took a spin on the old cock carousel back in the cut, and maybe that's why she feels so free to use that word on the line, because that was probably something that she was screaming a few fair nights a week back in college. But that's the pipeline that it is, okay? It's either these chicks go out there and just show everything on Instagram for clicks, likes, attention, and sponsorship opportunities, or they just decide to wrap themselves in the American flag, take up the archetype of Lola Mendez. Funny, I'm rereading 48 Laws of Power, and this is just completely and totally coincidental. But Lola Mendez, I'm sorry, did I say Mendez? I meant Montez, because I wanted to get this right. So yeah, see, there's my copy of it right there. I'm not bullshitting you guys on this one. But Lola Montez was just a burnout around Europe. She got married in England, got married in Spain, bounced around draining guys of, their finances, killing off all of their businesses. She would feel zero remorse about it and just continue to bounce around. She's the central figure in, what is this, law number 10, avoid the unhappy and unlucky, and she is the transgression of that law. But everything all ends up with, at the age of 41, after she had successfully ruined 2 marriages and several other relationships, Lola gave away her clothes and finery and turned to God. Wow, imagine that, huh? She toured America, lecturing on religious topics, dressed in white and wearing a halo-like white headgear. It's almost like you could go ahead and repurpose that statement, as she went around lecturing on conservative topics, dressed in the American flag, wearing a cross necklace. So funny, right? And shout out Myron and the like once again, okay? The hardware might be different, but the software remains the same. Lola Montez was out there whoring it up in the, late 1800s, but these chicks are still running it back the exact same way in the 21st century. But this is where things get a little bit more interesting, where it's like, I don't necessarily know if I can trust her anymore, because if you remember, and you can go ahead and take a look in that old video where we went back to her page, okay, we went back to her Twitter profile, and at the time she had what, like 5,500 followers, which I imagine probably exploded quite a bit beforehand. But now you take a look at this stuff and she has 97.8 probably by the time that you see this, and if you go independently check, over 100,000 followers on YouTube, or I'm sorry, on Twitter. This is where it gets a little bit more confusing and kind of lets me know that this is probably all planned, probably all a bit of an act. My former boss is great. I stepped away so she would not lose her business. Leave her alone, y'all. The woke mob is the real problem here. She's using all the catchphrases, using all the buzzwords, okay, including the ultimate buzzword, knowing that at this point in time, yeah, the pool's starting to get a little bit warmer. And no, I'm not talking about the Civil War type pool. We're talking about when it comes to being an out-and-out conservative. And you also know that, oh boy, there is no larger concentration of simps on the face of the earth than the traditional conservative space. So yeah, you come across with long blonde hair and baby blue eyes, some pouty lips, and a spicy tongue, then yeah, you're gonna find yourself a base toot sweet quite quick. And yeah, within the course of what, 72 hours, you end up nearly 20xing your followers. I mean, come on, we can see what happens here. Was this calculated? Perhaps. Is she disingenuous? But could end up in the past. We'll see in a couple years' time if she ends up having a Lauren Southern type moment where it's, oh my god, I can't believe how terrible the TradWife life was. It is popular right now to be, oh guys, I've always been conservative. Hello, fellow Trump supporters. So yeah, she's based with her statements, but do I necessarily think her motives are pure? I mean, come on, man. She's an attractive chick posted on the internet. Do I think she's pure at anything? Born at night, but not last night. And just because it's dark outside doesn't mean I need to accuse the sky of being in any way. So with all that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.